Here we are, about to enter into this 8th death match. Coming from the left side, we have a teenager who has phenomenal potential, who in enough years will be the most powerful hunter on the planet. He is none other than the son of the legendary hunter Freecss. He is the phenom of Nen, Freecss. And coming from the right side, we have another hard hitter. He's well known, has a long history, very iconic indeed. Without further introduction, like he needs any, he is, it's-a-me, Mario. It's-a-me, Mario. Let us begin. Yo, let me tell y'all, this deathmatch was supposed to come out like a month ago. No lie, like a month ago. After my Crash versus Sonic deathmatch, and that thing was crazy. This is gonna be a tight one too. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a tight one too. Like most of these, cause I try to match these up quite evenly. And I finally got on this because a dude actually gave me encouragement. He said he liked, I guess he's a subscriber, and he said he liked, I'm supposing he's a whatever. Said, person said he liked my death matches, and he found me to be non-biased, which I try to bring objective. I just simply bring the facts and evidence. It's being draw the conclusion as best I can. So, you know, no bias in here, because pretty much every character I bring up, I love or like them in some way or facet. Some of them, like Naruto, don't really like their character, but some of the moves they do are cool and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. I just try to be fair. Anyways, some may actually be surprised by this one. And from here on out, I told people I'm pretty much gonna have to do research on at least one of them. Definitely. Both of these I had to definitely make sure of their capabilities, because especially with Gon, I had actually forgot some, because I've been keeping up the track for the longest with the Hunter 2011 anime, but some of his, earlier on in the Heavens Arena arc and the Hunter exam, stuff like that, the Zoldyck family arc, I've forgotten about some of that jazz, because those were actually important stuff in his abilities, his natural abilities that he has, right, before he learned Nin and all that jazz. And as far as Mario has such a vast history, and I never was a huge Nintendo fan growing up. I did love the 64, but I never really was a Nintendo fan, so I definitely had to do the research on what he's able to not do. And from here on out, like, yo, there's gonna be some, I told you, there's gonna be some crazy matchup, like some crazy death matches. Like, these battles gonna be fierce, and some of them you will expect, some of them you may not expect. Anyway, so we begin. As always, for those who don't know my formula, my style, I split each of the I split each fighter, what they're able to do, their abilities, in 3 major categories, and under those there's a few different subcategories. And to begin with, as always, we begin with the attack category. And under the attack category, there are 4 subcategories. Strength, talking about physical raw strength here. Speed, and ladies and gentlemen, fighting speed, combat speed is different from traveling speed. That's where people get twisted. 3 is techniques, and 4 is destructive capacity / power. Now with the strength category, we begin with Gon. Gon, before Nin, and I had forgotten this, but it's true, before Nin, because of his training at the Zoldyck estate, he was able to lift several tons. That's without Nin. So obviously he's clearly superhuman in strength. How strong is he? Oh no, I don't know how many tons he can lift. I mean, we don't really see it, but we know, I mean, he's scrawny and whatnot, but it is what it is. Now coming from Mario's side's no slouch, and I didn't even notice. Mario, many occasions, he lifting several tons himself, to say the least. So how strong these two guys? Who is stronger? I don't know. So I'm just going, it's too tight to tell, so I'm just going to put a draw there. Now coming from speed. Now, I will throw this out here. How fast Gon is, don't know. Because here's the thing. When they travel, and I say traveling speed isn't, but I'll give you an example of how I don't know. Kite, Gon, and Killua in the Chimera Anarch, which we currently are in the anime, they travel, I think, a few hundred kilometers easily within a night. But as far as with Gon's own fighting style, he doesn't really rely on speed. So it's kind of difficult to say how fast he actually is. And the same actually applies to Mario, because Mario, look, Gon, you could say he's possibly Sonic, if not supersonic, in his travel speed, but his movement of speed, he's clearly subsonic. The same goes for Mario, but do I say Mario has more speed than Gon? Oh, hell no. Oh, no. Look, anybody who, I even heard Kino Lightning have to dismiss in a video or so, some dudes thought that Mario moves faster than Sonic the Hedgehog. Since when? That is mind-blowing stuff to me. So no. So in the speed category, I gotta give it to Gon. So right now, Gon is up 1-0. And now we move into the techniques category. Now this would actually prove to be a very, unlike in some fights, some previous fights, especially that I had, for example, the Coco versus Magellan, both Poison Men. But in this fight, oh yeah, techniques will definitely come to play a part, because this is where the nitty gritty comes down to. When you look at Gon, he has heightened sense of sight. He's definitely heightened sense of his instinct is ridiculous. He fights based on mainly instinct. Even though he can strategize, I'll get to strategizing later. He fights mainly instinct, as we see a prime example of how he knew what to do in the situation with Yuppie in the current episodes, in recent episodes. Heightened instinct. He has a heightened sense of hearing, which I had forgotten about. He has a heightened sense of taste. Probably won't come into this battle, but it is what it is. A heightened sense of smell. He has the smell of like a dog, okay? His heightened sense of smell that may come into this play in this battle. Also, I'll get into agility later. He has that. But as far as in his actual techniques, I'm not including his his ridiculous transformation. Not included. I don't know the full ramification, the full extent of that. I don't think anybody even knows that. What I'm saying is I've not read the manga, so I don't know, but I am not including that for obvious reasons. So I'm just including his you could say base state, his normal state, okay, his regular state. And he's got three named techniques, okay. Also, I gotta say his accuracy is pretty damn good. And his ability to hunt, his form of Zetsu. He knew how to practically use Zetsu. And for those who don't understand Hunter lingo, Zetsu is like a state of being invisible. Your nin is like no name. You can't be traced or whatever. He's, so that may actually come to play. His accuracy is on point. But anyways, his three named attacks. You got the John Jenkins. It's kind of funny how that happened. But it's pretty much rock paper scissors. You got Jajenkin rock, Jajenkin scissors, and Jajenkin paper. Now with Jajenkin rock, he charges up his nin. And how do I explain nin? Nin is kind of like how ki is in Dragon Ball Z, kind of there. It's kind of a life force kind of thing, sort of, kind of. It's technical, but anyways. He charges up, and the more time he has to charge, the more aura he produces this massive. So he can wreck shot. He can really wreck shot if given time. The only downside is if he has time. I don't know how much time Mario will give him. Now, his scissors may come into play, definitely. He can definitely sever some fools. This attack is his second most powerful named attack. Is clearly not as powerful at this point as rock, because Gon, out of nin types and nin categories, is an enhancer. and the Jijinkin Rock is an enhancer ability. Now, the Jijinkin Scissors is a transmuter ability, kind of how Killua, like you transform Nin, you transform your Nin, but it's still very powerful. It can sever, it can cut you up. And the Jijinkin Paper, although it said that Gon favors more the emission, and its emission meaning fire, kind of projectile, a type attack. A Jijinkin Paper is like a fireball Nin attack. It's the weakest of the three. It still needs a lot of work, and actually I believe took him the longest to learn. Anyways, this is more of a like diversionary attack because it's a slow attack, but it does give him some range. It's the longest range attack, which, okay, it makes sense as to why it's the weakest. Now when you go to Mario, good lord, Mario normal kicks and punch, you know. I'll get to his fighting style later, but Mario, I mean, he's got a metal cap, he's got the wing cap. Metal cap allows him to turn into Metal Man. Wing, also kind of Kevin Levin status. Wing cap allows him to fly. He's got this Tanuki. He can turn, which allows him to glide. It's like a raccoon kind of thing. Allows him to glide. You have the statue, the ability to turn into a statue. You have the flame star. You have the, does he have the pedal? Try to remember. He's got a boat. I mean, all of the attacks that he has is a ridiculous amount. You know what I'm saying? It has a star. He's got a bunch of attacks. So as far as techniques, I gotta give it to Mario. So we're tied up at this point. Now to destructive capacity. With DC, Gon, again, not certain as to how powerful he actually is. He clearly smashed what's his face, the rabbit looking chimera ant into a mountainside. I think it was yeah, smash him into a mountainside. Gon, I would say, easily can clean, you know, wreck buildings and whatnot, wreck skyscrapers. So he's obviously above building level. Maybe hillside. How strong is he city level? I'm not sure. I would probably venture to say below city level at this point, but I cannot be certain. Same thing with Mario. I know Mario's below city level. He'll wreck buildings, possibly skyscraper level. I'm not sure, but overall, I would give the edge because of the Jijinkin Rock and how powerful that. I mean, he's like, like kind of like Uchiha Madara. Gon has freaking unbelievable amount of Nin. While Madara had chakra and Naruto, Gon has unbelievable amount of Nin in Hunter x Hunter. So I will give this point to Gon. So currently out of the attack category, we got Gon 2 and Mario 1. So Gon edges out Mario, which is no surprise because if you, again, I'll get more into it later, if you know how Gon fights, it's no surprise. Now when we come to defense, this may be key to deciding this battle. When you have reaction time, Gon's reaction time is excellent. Like I said, his to say the least, is excellent. His heightened senses. But the problem is, there's two problems. While Gon naturally has heightened senses and his reaction time should be excellent, it drops off and down and good because he's an enhancer, because of his fight style, which is pretty straightforward. He does not focus on his defensive capabilities a lot of times, so he may take head-on attacks. You understand what I'm saying? He only dodges if he has to. You understand what I'm saying? So Gon's reaction time, I'll leave it at a good. It should be excellent, but it's good. Later in his life, when he gets older, I believe it'll be, you know, out the roof. When it comes to Mario's reaction time, it's hard to gauge what his reaction time really is. It's odd. It's decent, but it's nothing, you know, really write home about. But he can dodge, he can move. So at this point, even though Gon, you know, often doesn't use his reaction time, I have to give a slight edge. I have to give an edge to Gon in the reaction time category. So Gon's up one in the defensive category. By the way, this is the defensive category and it has 4 subcategories. The second subcategory is defense, durability. Now durability, this is a key one. Gone's pretty durable. He's pretty durable, pretty damn durable. He's taken some major hits, you know. He's kept on going. But the thing about it is, Gone's durability, because his natural, you know, his size, he's not that big. You know, his weight's not that big. His natural tendency to dodge and whatever. His durability is good, but it's not really the right home bout. If somebody really wanted to give a strong in attack, Gone is obliterated. That's just what it is. I don't care what anybody says. Gone's obliterated. Now, when you come to Mario, Mario's a freaking tank. He's not a tank on some Luffy and Torgo status, but Mario is a bloody tank nonetheless. This dude tanks damage, and he tanks damage, and he takes damage. So yeah, in this category, durability, oh, I definitely got to give it to Mario. Solar Time, one apiece. Now, in the third subcategory of defense, we have stamina. Now, here again, now this is where Gon shines. Gon has that will, okay, that will to win. He will keep going. He'd be bloody, he'd be broken. He will keep going until he's dead. And as far as in his actual stamina goes, his nin is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You have to admit that. Now, when we come to Mario, you know, I don't believe Mario's ever gotten tired. That's just what it is. So right now, with that fact alone, I've never known Mario to be tired with his plumber self. Okay, so with all that, I gotta give even. So right now, it's still tied at one apiece. And when it comes to agility, this is clear. Gon, his agility is crazy. It's crazy. Like his light body, we seen early on in the series, this dude flinging himself through air, going though quick. Mario though, he's no slouch on the agility factor, but this one shouldn't even be a contest. Gon clearly edges out Mario in the agility category. I don't even have to really get into it. To be fair, Mario has decent agility, but it's not against getting right on. Although I did not fail to mention that he has various jumping abilities. He's huge about jumping. His spin attack, I forgot about that. That's another huge attack. He can twist in air. He's pretty. I mean, he was updated in the Super Smash Bros. Melee and probably in Brawl as well. But it still pales in comparison to what Gon's natural capabilities can be. So Gon is up 2-1. So in attack and defense, Gon naturally is a greater fighter. But now we move into the third category. So it seems at this point that Gon has his W. What we'll see when we look at the entirety of the conclusion. Because, like I said, Mario's actually not that far behind him. In the third category, which is strategy, we have three subcategories. Location, which can play a big part. Fighting style, which I've talked about a bit in this video, and fighting IQ, which a lot of people don't take into account. Now with location, I don't know how much of location will come to play a factor, because both of them, I mean, Gon's been trained to endure a lot of stuff, but I have yet to witness Gon in very, very harsh environments, harsh climates. You understand what I'm saying? The cold and the fire. I can't say he can't survive in the cold and the heat, but you know how well he would hold up in the midst of battle, I'm not certain of that. And I don't think this battle would take place in the water, so I'm not even gonna concern myself with that. And both can, I believe, swim, so it's not much of an issue. Now, when it comes to Mario's been through all kinds of climates and conditions. So, as far as in with the location, you know, who would survive more in harsh environments, harsh conditions, I would have to give the edge to Mario in that. You know, it's ignorance for me. I don't know. And maybe that's just not my lack of knowledge, and that helped correct me, but I don't know how well Gon will take certain climates, just being real. Now, when we and also if the battle was out in the open, if the battle's in some tree area because of Gon's abilities as a hunter, I'd have to give him the edge. But if the battle's out in the open, I definitely would give the edge to Mario. I mean, Gon has crazy attacks, but Mario, I mean, that's what he fights on. He fights out in the open. So I mean, come on, it's the dude's playground. Now moving on to fighting styles. Gon's fighting style, he doesn't have a direct fight style. He learned a bit of the martial arts from Wing-san. Wing, when he was Wing was a sensei in the Heavens Arena arc. Gon naturally is a gifted young man, gifted young dude. I can't say that, gifted boy. He isn't really a fighter. See, here's the thing: Gon's not really a fighter by nature. He's not gifted as a fighter by nature. Like, he's not built as a fighter by nature. But he learned. He's a hard worker. He has major will, massive nin, capacity. Here's the thing: he's a straightforward. He tends to be rash. He can stay level-headed, but he gets cold in his assessments. And he can, when he goes in a rage. Oh, episode 116 of Hunter x Hunter 2011 is beautiful, and you know, he powers up, but his rage blinds him from perception of things. So it's potential that if somebody lays out a better strategy than him, they're gonna win this. Okay. Now, Gon can strategize, but if he gets too emotional, it's done. Hence his and it makes sense because of his enhancer category. Now, when we look at Mario, it's hard to say what he is. Now, if you go back and do the research, Mario has mastered, him and Luigi have mastered what is called plum fu. It's sort of like karate, kung fu, but it's for plumbers. Normally Mario can't fight like karate and the usual martial arts, but you can use like a double-sided plunger staff or something or other. We don't usually see him use it, but you know, it makes sense. You can't say he's a brawler. You can see he can obviously fight. He can fight. So the style, I'll say, is plum fu. He's mad hitting with his fists. His kicks are devastating. Okay, and that's the thing. His kicks are devastating. His hits are devastating. Can Gon take, how many hits can Gon take? I don't know. Mario, he's a good fighter. He's just a good fighter. Overall, he's a solid, he's stocky, he's short, you know. He's similar to height to Gon, but he's also a grown man. So take that into consideration. Now, when it comes to fighting IQ, Gon's fighting IQ, it's great, you know, around the great area. It's a solid fighting IQ. Like I said, he has the ability to strategize. But normally he's a straightforward. The first opportunity, he goes in by instinct. You understand what I'm saying? So he understands fighting, but he still has a long ways to go. And it makes sense because he's only 13, 14, he's only 14 at this point. Okay. When it comes to Mario has, well, I ain't gonna say decade. Well, yeah, he does have decades of experience. You know, that doesn't mean he's 70 years old. He's decades, at least 2 decades of fighting experience. He's fought so many beats. He's fought Donkey Kong's innocence. He's fought doggone Bowser. He's fought beasts, okay? Gon has some fighting experience, but he doesn't have the level of fighting experience that Mario has. So that has to obviously play into the favor of Mario. And when you think about Mario, his fighting IQ is something not to sneeze at. He's no fighting genius, but the dude can fight. He fights his tail off. That's what he does. He goes in and plays hero and he saves the different princesses and whatnot. So Mario's fighting IQ, has gotta say, it's greater than Gon. So overall, who would I give it to? There is no bias because neither of these are my favorite characters out of either given series. But who would I actually give this bout to? I would actually give this bout to, surprisingly, to Mario. Now here's the thing though. Gon, you would think, I would lean going into this, I'm thinking, yo, Gon's got this. Is this a fair matchup? But here's the thing about it. Gon has a lot of natural capabilities. And when he becomes an adult, he'll just be an absolute monster. But that's a lot of potential. Current Gon, though, when you think about his temperament, it overrides his strategy as a fighter. He relies very heavily on his instinct, okay? He's been clearly beaten multiple times. His attacks are need a lot of improvement. His Jijinkin Rock, his most powerful attack, and if it hits you, it'll crush you. Here's the thing, it takes way too long to charge up. If we're in an open environment, it depends on the environment. And plus, even in trees, he's not going to be just being unleashing it. And plus, it takes a lot of nin. Okay? So, I mean, that nin scissors, that's good and all. But again, he has to concentrate and he has to do it right. If he doesn't do it right, it's over. So, he has to be very careful about his use of nin attacks. And in his natural ability as a fighter, Knuckle exposed him. If against experienced fighters, Hisoka, Knuckle, who else? The dude in the Hunter exam. Like anytime he's Razor, Gon would have got destroyed. He would have got killed if he had not fought with Killua and Hisoka. Now Razor is a phenomenal hunter in of himself. But saying every time Gon faces against an experienced fighter, he loses. And it tends to not be pretty. Gon may get an attack or two in, but it's not pretty. And his durability has to be brought into question. How well can he take, his speed and everything, that's great. Even though his travel speed is great, his attack, his normal fighting speed is not the greatest. And it's being real. So it brings into a lot of questions Gon's defenses. And Mario, you know what we get. Mario's a hard hitter. He's no punk. Okay? He's no punk. Now if Gon's had more mastery of Nin, yeah, I would definitely give it to him, but Gon's mastery of Nin is still in question. You understand what I'm saying? So, because, just because you have natural talent doesn't mean you'll necessarily win a bout. So, in a death match, I definitely have to give this to Mario. And I don't think Mario would allow this to be a long. If it was a long battle, I'd definitely give it to Gon. But considering it's not a long battle, so it won't play into Gon's will and his rage, I have got to give it to Mario. Unexpected one, to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me y'all thoughts. Tell me if you side with Gon. Tell me if you side with Mario. There's no, no bias on my account. As you could see, I clearly have Gon as far as an attack and defense greater than Mario. Not by much in a lot of areas, but greater. But just because you have natural talent does not guarantee you will win. As was stated in Hunter, when it comes to the battle of nin abilities, okay, Morel showcases. Just because you have a greater ability, a greater power, it's how you use it, it's strategy and things like that. I think Mario would come in there, wreck shop early, Gon would freak out, and he would try to do too much. Mario would take some good damage. But, I mean, with his different techniques, from the fire, from the steel, from the stone, the statue, it would give him enough of an edge to survive. And I think he would lay down that hammer on Gon. But, like I said, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Alright, y'all. Till next time. Peace.